We are going to be talking about Halloween more in depth next week, but is there anything parents can be doing this week to help their kiddos get ready for Halloween next week?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would identify one thing that you know your kid's going to have a really tough time with next week on Halloween and practice it once a day between now and then, and practice it in small amounts with lots of positive reinforcement. So for some kids, they're really terrified of masks, let's say, right? Some kids are afraid of haunted houses or smoke or whatever it is. Other kids don't have any problem with that, but they have a big problem with sharing, right? So they're going to want all the candy. They're going to want to steal the candy from the other kids, or they're going to always want 5 candies instead of just 1. Or some kids don't like the sensory issue of putting costumes on them, so they're going to freak out about having stuff on them. Whatever that is, figure out what it is and just take a little sliver of it, so 1/10 or 1/20th of the amount they're actually going to have to experience on Halloween, and have them experience it today. Just for a second, give them lots of positive reinforcement. Then tomorrow, do it for 5 or 10 seconds, and then lots of positive reinforcement. So basically practice with whatever it is they're going to have a tough time with, but in a small amount, and as long as they're not having a meltdown, give them lots of positive reinforcement.
Okay, so I'm already thinking for Jem, the 2 things that he struggles with at Halloween. A couple years ago, somebody jumped out from behind a bush and scared him, so he's afraid of walking up to a house past bushes in the dark. So I can do that tonight I can be practicing that so that he can see that it's okay. And the other thing that he always struggles with is that he's so fascinated when people put stuff in his, because he doesn't get candy ever, and he trades it for other things afterwards. He's fascinated by the colors of it, that his friends will run up, because they're all at that age, they say trick or treat, they put the stuff in, and the other kids run to the next house, and Jem's standing there, so he gets a house behind. So I need to get him to practice not looking at what goes in the bucket and running. The minute the candy goes in, run.
You could literally simulate that, right?
All right,
okay,
I can do that.
Here's the routine. Candy in, run.
I can do that.
Actually practice
I can work on that. And that would make it much more, because he loses that social component if he gets behind. And for me, that's the most important part. Dr. Tarbox, we just adore you.
Well,
and I know I'm not alone. That's why I'm saying we.